This evil is something different.
Where do you think we should go?
Wherever.
Just enjoy every second of getting the heck out of Ludlow!
The hell is that? First place I learned about death was the Pet Sematary. The secret place. Generation to generation, dead things buried in that land would come back. There's something else.
Can you hear them?
Voices. I think something's wrong with Timmy.
He needs time to adjust.
The people built the Pet Sematary to protect them from evil. That's not Timmy. Something's talking through him.
Hell, what have you done? We have to find Timmy. And stop this.
I held him the day he came into this world, and I'm gonna hold him the day he goes out.
Believe me when I say sometimes dead is better.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Hatchet Boys. My name is P. Rich, and today I'm going to be reviewing and discussing Pet Sematary Bloodlines, the new Pet Sematary film that just came out this year, 2023. So yeah, it's a supernatural horror film directed by Lindsey Anderson Beer, her first directorial debut. And it serves as a prequel to the Pet Sematary film. In the Pet Sematary 2019 film, which I'm not a big fan of. But anyways, yeah, so basically this film, it's from the novel where Jud, and it's in the original Pet Sematary film where
sometimes that is better. The person you put up there ain't the person that comes back. It may look like that person, but it ain't that person. Louis, sometimes dead is better. The Indians knew that. They stopped using that burial ground when the ground went sour. Don't think about doing it, Louis. The place gets holier. The place is evil. Sometimes dead is better.
Jud tells about the story of when Bill, what's his name? Bill Baderman, that buries his son Timmy. So his son Timmy died in World War II. And they bring back his body, and nobody knows. So Bill goes and buries Timmy up in the pet cemetery. And yeah, so he comes back, and yeah, he knows like your darkest secrets, and he like toys with them at first, but he ends up like killing them all. This is in the novel, right? This is what it's adapted from, that story that Jud tells Lewis, and yeah, so that's what this film's based on. And so this film, yeah, it's set in 1969, 50 years before the events of the previous film. And the plot follows young Jud Crandall as he discovers yeah, how I won't get into many spoilers in this, but so we're open and we see David Duchovny playing Bill Baderman, and he's dragging his son Timmy's body up to the pet cemetery, buries him, and his dog is with him, and so David Duchovny's he starts walking away, and the shovel falls over, and Bill walks over to where Timmy was buried, and the dog follows him, and yeah, and then Timmy like comes right out of the ground, but you don't see like much, and then he bites the dog. So now the dog, I guess, died, or so Bill, they don't really show it, but so Bill must have buried the dog too, and now Timmy's back from the dead, and yeah, this film, it gets into like the settlers, like gets like, it goes right in the backstory of how like with the settlers and the Indians and the Indian burial ground, and it's great, man. I really enjoyed this film. Yeah, there was some pretty eerie parts, but overall it's not as scary as the original Pet Sematary 19.
Paramount Pictures presents Stephen King's all-time best-selling tale of horror.
Gage?
First I play with Jud. Mommy came and I play with Mommy. We had an awful good time.
What did you do?
Cemetery 1989 film. Not even close, but it is good overall. This is a good film. I liked it a lot. There are some pretty eerie scenes, like I was saying, and it builds a lot of suspense. And going into this, watching this film, but it was, yeah, it was overall really a good movie. Yeah, and now like we'll get into the characters. So like Jackson White as Jud Crandall. He was good. Yeah, I never seen him in anything else. I don't think I have. But he was great. He's a really good actor. I liked him. Natalie Lynn as Norma, she was great too. She doesn't have like a really big part in this. Yeah, like again, I won't get into all the spoilers. But yeah, she's not in a whole lot, but yeah, what she brings to her character as Norma is great, just like in the story. Yeah, and Forrest Goodluck as Manny. He plays a native. He's like a yeah, and and Timmy Baderman as Jack Mulhern. So these four, oh yeah, and Donna, played by Isabella star LaBlanc. Yeah, so those four or five, yeah, these five people are all friends. And anyways, and yeah, it's great. Their connection, their chemistry works so well. Like they kind of do get into that a little bit, but not a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, just like the way I just don't want to spoil too much getting into it, but yeah, I mean they're all good actors. I liked every single one of them, and the characters are all good. Like even David Duchovny, like as Bill Baderman, his character sucks, man. Well, it doesn't suck. He's just a fucking idiot, man. He's the one who buried and started all this, right? With Timmy killing all his friends and then going after people and killing them. So yeah, like his character is shitty, but how David Duchovny brings that character to life is awesome. I love David Duchovny, and you may know David Duchovny from the X-Files show, Californication. Yeah, he was in California with Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis. That's an awesome movie. Love that movie. Oh, it's a great film. Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him. And yeah, so everyone else in the film was really good, I think. Great character development, and they all work well together. Yeah, my favorite character in this film, I would have to say it would be Jud. Yeah, Jud for sure. Yeah. So I think this film is only streaming. I do believe. I don't think it went to the theaters that I know of. But I mean, it got a low score, and I don't understand why. Like, I thought it was great. It's way better than the fucking remake, I think. Way better. And there was really good actors in that remake film, and I just thought like the whole storyline and the way they executed it, it was just done poorly, I think, for 2019. But this one is great. I love it, and yeah, I even like this film better than Pet Sematary 2, the sequel. Yeah, I really enjoy that film too, man. I really do, but this one, yeah, it's way better, I think. Yeah, the technical elements in this film, yeah, like story structure, it's great. I really like it, and the storyline is great. I mean, they just adapted that one like part in the book of Jud telling Lewis why you shouldn't bury like a human being up in the pet cemetery, and gets into the story about Timmy being buried and coming back, and yeah, they recreate that, but just the way it was done, it was very well done and told. I really like it. Yeah, it did a really great job making it look like it's back in '69. It looks great. Yeah, for a period piece, it looks good. Yeah. Um, yeah, like the cinematography is good in this film. Just at the end of the film, I found it kind of too dark to kind of see, like the lighting in the at the end of the film. I mean, it was hard for me to kind of see what was going on, but other than that, it was filmed very well. Yeah, the way this set up shots is it's good too. I liked it. I like how they set up shots, and the editing was fine for me. It wasn't like so like choppy and like quick cuts like all the time. Um, yeah, it was good. Yeah, and just the way that they like build it up, it's good. I mean, it's nothing like the first one, where it's like that suspense and that horror and the freakiness of that film. It's not in that. It's not in. I find the rest of these films, it's not there. But I do like what they made. I do. I really enjoy it. Yeah. The music is great. I love it. It's like music from the late 60s. It's great. Yeah. And in the book, they mention how Timmy got killed over in World War II, but this takes place during Vietnam. So that's one difference I do believe is different from the book to this film. But yeah, it was, yeah, this the coloring's fine. Nothing amazing, but yeah, and like I kind of mentioned before, the lighting at the end of the film, it's kind of a little too dark, I find, but it's good. The third act is really good. I liked it. Well, the whole movie's good, but yeah, I really enjoyed the third act of the film. Yeah, and it's just it's good paced film too. Yeah. I recommend this movie for sure. I do. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Um, I how would I rate this film? I would give this movie. I would give it a 9. To be honest, it's really good. Um, yeah, so a 9 out of 10. Uh, yeah, so if you haven't seen my Pet Sematary uh, review versus Pet Sematary 2019, I suggest you watch that. And yeah, so that's my review for Pet Sematary Bloodlines. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.